Why you're addicted to emotionally unavailable women and how to fix this. It can be like you're living in an era of unknown and kind of like the pattern continues to repeat itself. And you just find yourself maybe attracting women like this day after day. And every relationship you've been in, you feel hurt or you feel like you give your power away or you feel vulnerable or you feel like you can't trust women anymore. So, if this speaks to you, I've worked with plenty of men that have actually attracted a lot of emotionally unavailable women in their lives. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the reasons of why you do and also give you some understanding of how to change this as well. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I welcome you. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and life coach for men, where I help men not only master their attraction skills in dating and help them with their relationships, but also overall in just life. I have plenty of testimonials to also show you that this is something that I do every single day and help change men's lives. And you can click the link below for the testimonials to see as well. But if you are a first-time viewer, I would welcome you to click that subscribe button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And also to all my loyal subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel and being a loyal subscriber. I welcome any of you to comment below as I want to interact with you as well. So let's get into it. Okay, the first reason of why you're addicted to emotionally unavailable women and also to why you're attracting them is you confuse the chase with high quality. So a lot of men, let's just say that maybe didn't have issues attracting women or don't have issues attracting women, or women naturally came to you because maybe your presence was good, you had a great sense of humor, outgoing in personality, maybe extremely extroverted, maybe good looking, and you tend to get women that typically come to you because you draw in that attention. Okay, happens. But what happens with men like this is they tend to get women that come naturally to them. So what happens is the ones that they can't get is the ones that they presume that are high quality. And then they start getting into relationships with those women because they confuse the chase. I'm chasing her, so there's a value to her. Because naturally, women that really come to me, there's really no value because they're the ones coming to me. So what happens is you're feeling like something is different. You're feeling like this is a risk and there's a bunch of dopamine and adrenaline through this woman. So this is why she's the one. And so a lot of men always think, oh, when men get women, it's so easy for them, right? And they can just get women like this and it's so easy. It's actually not all the time. There's two ends of the stick on both scenarios. Men that get women and men that don't. And men that get women, they find themselves more in toxic relationships and also emotionally addicted relationships for an unavailable woman because they end up being the chaser because of the fact that they think that if they have to work for a woman and they have to chase a woman, they think that she's high quality. So they throw out every need, every value, and they go on to the fantasy mindset of how this woman could be in a relationship with them and why this woman is so special. But they ignore all those red flags of what made them emotionally unavailable in the first place and ignoring all of those red flags. And then they find themselves trying to convince themselves to be with this woman and trying to convince the woman as well to be with them. And they are just so baffled by why they can't get this certain woman that they get so hooked on making it because they see her as an accomplishment. Okay, guys? Number two is you're unavailable yourself and you love the chase. Okay, so this kind of goes a little bit with number one, but you have this avoidant attachment style to you and you're unavailable yourself and you're not being honest with yourself, right? Many times you'll be like dating and you will date a woman and she shows up and she's pretty secure and you're like, I just didn't feel it with her. There's something off. And then you date another woman and she's secure and you're like, there's something off here too. And I don't know what to do, right? And you find yourself in this trapped mindset that you are always seeking an answer that you can't get because you're not being honest with yourself. Okay, men? I see a lot of men do this because they're seeking answers of like why they might want a certain woman, but not this certain woman. They're not being sure with themselves as like, yeah, I'm dating, but what are you dating for? Are you dating to have fun? Are you dating for a long-term relationship? Are you dating to be open to both? What are you really dating for? And being honest and looking at your behaviors. Because if you're unavailable yourself, you will love the chase as well. You will love a woman who is unavailable because of the fact that it actually is a safe zone for you. You know that you won't get deep with her. You know that she won't take up a lot of the time. But all of those subconscious wounds that you have coming up, or you haven't faced, she's the one that's going to make it feel like home, right? And so then what happens is once you start going after unavailable women, because you're unavailable yourself, you love the chase, but then the chase gets old. And then you start saying, I want to be with this woman. And then you notice that she's unavailable herself. And so the same thing happens, like I said, in tip number 1. And then tip number 3 is you're living in fantasy versus reality. So this is a very popular one. And I've said this on my channel since day 1 of making this channel, fantasy versus reality. One of the biggest things that I've seen in dating just in general is we create a facade of a fantasy of how a woman could be. So you walk through life and you're thinking about, oh my God, that one time she said that she was ready for a relationship and she really liked me. That's what I'm focusing on. But I'm not focusing on the time she doesn't call me, the times that she doesn't really want to go on dates with me, the times that she says she needs to take it slow, she doesn't know what she wants. I'm only focused on that one time. And so you're saying she would be a great match because, she's this great girl. I just got off of a coaching call with a gentleman, and he met a woman, and one of his things was he wanted to see how to get her to be in a relationship with him. And I asked him, what had happened that the relationship didn't work out with her. Well, plain and simple, the woman had said to him, I just really need to be friends with you right now. I just got out of a 7-year relationship 2 months ago. I'm healing a lot from the trauma of that relationship. And I was really the red flag of that relationship. I did a lot of damage to that man in that relationship, and I need help. And so I can't be with anybody right now. I need to take time with myself. I'm going to therapy, but I just would love to just be friends with you right now. And then as I heal, maybe something can happen in the future. The guy calls me because he wanted something to happen right now. That is pure fantasy and not reality. This woman has blatantly told him that she cannot be with him because she is literally a walking red flag right now, right? And she needs her healing. But we become selfish in the process because we're so addicted to the fantasy of the comfort of someone or being with this person because they're a good person that we're literally not looking at the reality of she's not ready. She just got out of a relationship. She's healing, and we're trying to convince ourselves otherwise because we're not focused on the reality of the situation. You see what I mean? The next tip and the final tip is one of the most popular and is really big in the men community. But before I get into this tip, I want you to take a moment to take that subscribe button and click it, because I want you to be here on this channel so I can serve you with great content every day just like this. So click that subscribe button and the bell notification if you are new to this channel. Now let's get into the last and final tip, which I call the hero complex. You might have the hero complex. It's like you have to save a woman. You have to, in turn, your worthiness is then displayed on how you can save or be there for a woman. And here's why a lot of relationships like this don't work out. There's a difference between supporting a woman and saving a woman, okay? Supporting a woman in her growth. She's challenging herself. She's growing. She's communicating with you. You see it. She sees it. You're both growing together. But what I'm talking about here is the hero complex is her traumas, she then extends onto you, right? I can't touch you in public. I can't kiss you. I can't be intimate with you because of my own traumas. And so she takes and takes and takes from you, but blames everything else on a trauma that she might have, for example. Or 2, doesn't want to get close to you or blames you a lot for her own traumas, right? She's not actually putting in the work and you're not seeing something, but instead you're like, she's a great woman and I need to save her because I know she's a good person and I see good in her. And I know that as a man, I need to be there for her and support her and save her because I need to love her hard. And when I love her hard, she's going to finally choose me and she's going to see I'm a great man for her, right? This is the savior complex. And what happens here is you become the hero in this relationship. She will then in turn love you. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to lose yourself in these predicaments in this relationship. This is where a lot of men continue to get themselves in relationships like this, but they're actually responsible for it too. But they build resentment for women, anger towards women, and so much more. And so one of the things that I would encourage you to understand is the more that you are become a hero in a relationship, you're seeking validation off of how she signifies you in the relationship and how much she needs you in the relationship. And what you're going to end up noticing is that a woman that is here and that is operating for trauma and that needed you is not going to need you forever. She's going to find out in turn that she needed herself. And the one that ends up losing is the one that ends up giving the most. Okay, guys? And the one that ends up winning is the one that ends up taking, guys. And so a lot of times men are left empty when these relationships happen. But you have to understand, men, that you have to have standards. You have to have values for the women that you date. I see so many men just holding with pride because she's a beautiful woman. I'm going to get into this relationship and she's a nice girl. But there's more to the sauce. There's more than that. And we're not looking through a lens of what it is that's truly going to make you happy, but instead getting in fantasy versus reality or the hero complex or being emotionally unavailable yourself and not being honest with yourself and not doing the work to figure out why you keep on attracting these type of women. And if this speaks to you, I would really encourage you to book a session right below with me or one of my coaches right below so we can really see what's happening and why you're really attracting emotionally unavailable women. And if this video speaks to you, I would love for you to comment below as well. And as always, if you want to keep watching, I have this next video right over here on female mind games and why they play them, and I would encourage you to watch that next. As always, I'll see you in the next video, and remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.